Alright, I'm putting a killer filler in.
Yeah, I already put a dip in because something came up in the last video and I just don't feel like putting in anymore. But I'm dipping Copenhagen mint.
You know I already did. Anyway, this girl has now officially had gone to shit. Tony, tell your viewers why while I fix this lip.
San Francisco 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick.
A white guy.
Half white, half black.
Still a white guy.
Somewhat. I wouldn't consider him white.
He plays football, he's white.
Is he fucking retarded? I think he's fucking retarded.
It's a joke. Calm down, you liberal pussy.
I ain't a fucking liberal. But yeah, Colin Kaepernick. The other day's 49ers game, I believe it was against Green Bay. It's the Packers.
This was about 6 hours ago.
I heard of this story about 5-6 hours ago. But this fucking son of a bitch doesn't even stand up for the national anthem.
Now, hold on.
Hang on, I'm not done.
Well, no, but before you continue. He did it in the name or for whatever you want to...
For this Black Lives Matter bullshit.
Alright, now, looking at it, okay, fine, every movement has, you know, this America, movements have their rights.
But again...
Hold on. Let me finish.
I'm arguing on this point. I'm arguing on this point. With this, he didn't stand for the national anthem.
Which is unpatriotic and therefore a crime, in my opinion.
Yeah, it should be. For this organization that's considered by many a terrorist organization because, by definition, it is a terrorist organization.
Not even just terrorist... Not even by definition.
It is by definition. They kill cops.
Well, yeah, but also don't forget,
But hang on, hang on. Now, if we're talking groups like Black Lives Matter and that shit, I'll just use the Ku Klux Klan as my arguing point. I guarantee you they never sat down throughout the national anthem. I doubt they never that they disrespected the flag of this fucking country.
Yeah, but hold on. Not even just the Ku Klux Klan. Black Panthers.
Yeah, they
completely respected and fully outright use the Second Amendment to their advantage. That's where I have respect for the Black Panthers. They never did anything unpatriotic and to diss this country. They only worked to make this country better. You know.
At the time.
Because
at the time there was still segregation, racism in full effect, strong.
Look, whether racism.
But today it's mostly dead. It's just a couple fucking bigoted assholes.
Yeah, you know, racism isn't. I mean, yes, it's a problem, but it's not a big of. It's not. There's not black and white bathrooms. There's not black and white schools. There's not black and white colleges. There's not anything that's black and white.
Fountains, restaurants, laundromats.
The list can go on and on. The Black Panthers actually had a reason for forming, and they never did it they never did it to attack the country itself, but more so the racist people running the country. And it seems like that the Black Lives Matter movement has completely torn away from what really was racism to now is just
This hurts my feelings. You're a racist.
Not just that, they want more privilege.
Yeah.
They don't want progress, they want privilege.
What is this white privilege? When does that kick in for me?
I know.
When does my white privilege kick in?
I'm kind of like with him on this one.
When does anyone's white privilege kick in? I've never seen that shit.
And same thing with the feminist movement. I haven't gone shit. What is this patriarchy where men get extra money? Like, the fuck is that shit? I want to get on that. Where the fuck is it?
Men get paid more? Huh. Pay is unequal. Man gets more. Well.
The national...
Maybe. Hold on.
Yep.
Maybe it's because you see more men in higher earning careers. Like I don't know many tradeswomen. I do know a few, personally. But I don't know that
and they
many.
make more than us. And
Yeah,
actually,
they make more than us.
in every job I've ever worked, cashiering,
No, hang on. This girl I know these two I'm just gonna use two people. One electrician I know, it's a he. He's fairly set, doing pretty good. I know this girl electrician. She's got fucking money rolling up, fucking coming in out of her asshole. And they do the same fucking thing. They're both residential electricians. They do the same fucking type of job, but the woman gets more. Because you don't see many women in these fields where it's mostly men.
Same thing when I was working Stop and Shop and when I was working at my other cashier job. The women were making roughly close to $11 an hour, and I was only making $9.
Yeah, but how long were they there for?
The one girl wasn't even there for a year, and the rest of them were there for about a year or two. But it's still the point that, you know, these women were getting paid more. They had more experience. And it really is just like who stays at a job longer, you know, raises, how many hours you work. Like people
what the job is.
Yeah, what the job is. People don't take that into consideration when the wage gap statistic is talked about from the leftist point of view. They just see it as men and women as a whole, you know, from 18 to 64, 65.
65 is retirement now.
Yeah, so 18 to 64, and they add up the national averages. They don't include hours worked, time off, you know, other expenses, and what they actually do. If you take two people in the same type of job, in the same exact type of job in two different states, all right, down in Louisiana, electrician and plumbers don't make as much as they would up here in New Hampshire, Mass, or Maine.
They do. Well, no, that's not even true. Because
it's all about the economy in the state that you're in, or the city you're in.
Not necessarily the economy either. Because I'm a plumber.
Mm-hmm.
So I can tell, and I've been doing plumbing for a long time.
You started off with your dad when you were how old?
Oh, fuck, I was like 10 when I first started like actually working with my dad frequently.
But continue.
It doesn't really matter the economy. It's more or less location. If you're working near cities, where there's a lot of residential, a lot of commercial, whether it's plumbing, electrical, carpentry, this, that, fucking prostitution, I don't fucking care.
Welders too. I mean,
yeah, welding, HVAC,
you know, welders in Boston.
automotive. If there's a high population, you're gonna get more than if you're down, or if you're in somewhere where it's not as populated. It's more rural.
I'll give you a perfect example of where the wage gap becomes misleading.
Hold on.
You have welders.
Hang on. Now, with what I just said again, if I'm going on a job in the dead center of Boston, just to do a residential water heater, I'll make X amount of money. If I go to like somewhere where there's not that much, not many people, and it's just rural, I'll make X amount. But it might only be off by a couple bucks. It might be the same. It just depends on like what brand you put in, what you're doing on the job, how much you got to do. It all depends on a lot of things.
One fucking minute. Jesus fucking Christ. Pause it.
Your mother's looking for you.
Alright.
Anyway, now this is where I think the wage gap becomes total bullshit. You have pipeliners up in Alaska, right? The pipelining union up there, you make pretty decent amount of cash because you're working round the clock, and you have and the majority is men. You know, no woman wants to work in below zero heat, constant snowstorms, and fucking going all night. Most people don't even want to.
Even easier, as a plumber, where my dad does emergency service work.
Most people don't want to do that 24-hour services.
Yeah, not many people do that. Not many men do it. I still have yet to see one woman
Do
doing a
24 hour.
24-hour, 7-day-a-week
Not saying,
emergency service.
not saying that there aren't, but they're not in higher numbers.
Yeah, the vast majority is men.
And honestly, nobody really wants to. And I don't really see a woman doing it because, most of them, women have lives. And so don't guys. But I mean,
But ours are more focused around work.
yeah, guys are more,
And that's an evolutionary thing.
not just an evolutionary thing.
It is. It's a developmental evolutionary thing.
Well, guys, we have
Because
we have the mindset to.
Yeah, we still have that mindset. We have to go out. We're the breadwinners. We go get the food. We go do this. We go do that.
And it's not like women
Because
bitch about that.
Yeah, back in the day,
That's all that
men were the
was.
hunters. The women were gathering, berries and shit. That's why you see more men out working, making more.
And even in the trades jobs, I mean, I know.
Because men are more, due to the way we're wired in our head, that nobody can control. Men are wired to get the fuck out, go fucking
work.
Well, now it's work.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look.
Nowadays it's work. We go out, we bust our ass, we do what we gotta do.
And there's nothing wrong.
It can be around the clock even.
It's not wrong for a woman
No,
to
it's
stay
not.
home. I mean, but the wage gap really does need to be looked at from a man and a woman working the same job.
How did we go from Colin Kaepernick to the difference in...
We're just talking about all the bullshit in America. Black Lives Matter, the feminist movement,
wage gap?
the wage gap. I mean, the wage gap is because of the feminist movement, though, because they kind of propel it. I mean...
Want to move on to something else, like politicians?
That corrupted cunt again?
No, I'm just talking about all the fucking politicians.
Fuck it. I'm only focused on one bitch that keeps lying. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, this whole Black Lives Matter movement, the feminist movement, they all have, they all have agendas that really aren't like threats to America. There's not men and women, men aren't getting paid more. Men just work more. There's a difference, I'd like to see the wages broken down between hours at the same job, in the same locations. I mean, obviously, a waitress up here is going to make $6 an hour, while a waitress down in Louisiana only makes like $2.37. And they're both waitresses.
And we're not using exact numbers. We're just using
No, that's exact numbers.
Oh, it is.
I know.
I don't use exact numbers. So.
I knew a girl who worked as a waitress in Louisiana. She was making $2.37 an hour, and one waitress told me up here that she was making $6 something an hour. So I think it was $6.30 something. I can't exactly remember the figure, but it was $6. Okay, but that's two women doing the same exact job, but they're getting paid different wages, and that's only because of the state location. I mean, you can't totally base the national wages correctly when some stuff is cheaper, like dip. Okay, everyone that watches this channel knows. Okay, and if you don't dip and you're just watching, okay, dip up here is fucking $4.91.
But where I am, it's... Well, I mean, I bought it at Copenhagen as low as $5.30, but I've paid as much as $12 for it, which I was slightly not all there when I paid $12 something for a can of dip.
But you finding it for $5.30 is completely rare in your state, and you're one state below me.
Correct.
He is
not even like 45 minutes.
Yeah, he's 45 minutes from me, and he roughly pays about $10 a can. That because where I was living, I was paying roughly $10 a can.
Yeah.
And then you go down to Louisiana, and the cans are like fucking $30. And you go to California, and they're like $6. And you go down to Florida, and it's $8. And you go up to Maine, and it's like the same as up here, a little bit more expensive by a couple cents.
It varies. It all depends on where you are, where the product is coming from, brand, Like, I'll use Dip again. Copenhagen, it's more expensive than
Grizzly.
even Longhorn. I'll go
Mhm.
Longhorn. Because when you buy something, or what you're getting paid for, you're getting paid for, or your money's going to stock, quality,
Time, labor.
location as to where the product is coming from. That also, taxes, those all sway fucking money.
So,
Alright, hold up, I got something else I want to talk about. This whole, everybody's heard of it. This drug epidemic this country's in. That's a fucking huge problem that nobody wants to talk about.
well, I mean, I think the reason why people are doing drugs so much is because of fucking...
Well, I mean, now, I'll smoke a little pot when I know I have nothing to do the next day or so. Nothing to do later that day. I'll go with my buddies, yeah, whatever. Take a couple puffs. But, marijuana, there's nothing wrong with it. You can watch our video from the other night on it.
But the reason why heroin and meth is becoming such a fucking problem is because
The
of...
opiates, the heroin. The heroin is one thing I want to talk about. Doctors are putting these patients
on pills, and then the pills...
on pills. We'll just say, like,
Percocets, okay?
Oxycontin,
yeah, they put them on
Percocet.
Oxycontin.
They put them on these strong fucking painkillers.
Take them
and
off.
promethazine.
Take
They
them
take
off.
them off, but it's already been too long and they're already like... These pills are highly addictive. All this pharmaceutical shit, it's expensive, it's addictive. So people using these pills, doctor prescribed it first, and then doctor takes them off after fucking, we'll just go a year. Because I know with Percocets, like 6 months to a year before you get addicted.
And then
And then
you buy them illegally,
you're buying them off the street.
and then your guy becomes too expensive, and then
You run
go
out of money. You look for something cheaper to give you the same fix.
heroin and meth become... Well, heroin actually becomes the replacement for the pills, and then once heroin gets too expensive, people start switching down to meth because it's even cheaper than the heroin. So, you know, it's all just, again, a cost-effective thing. How much money you bring in, you know. Obviously, you know, all these heavy addicted pill poppers and heroin addicts, most of them don't really work good jobs. I mean, yeah, there are the rare cases where you have that construction worker who hurt his back, addicted to pills, and then started doing heroin.
But I mean, even not even like heroin, meth, like cocaine, it is crack. Those are going down, but they're going down, but at the same time they're going up.
Coke,
and we're about to fucking
Coke
run out of
isn't
time.
yeah, but Coke isn't really like a hardcore problem. You know,
Yeah,
it's more
all
so,
these hallucinogenics and opiates.
Yeah, exactly.
But
that's really where America's issues lie.
Mhm.
I mean, cocaine, I mean, yeah, it's bad for you, yeah, it's addictive, but it's not as much as, it's not seen as common as, you know,
Opiates.
heroin,
Opiates,
and all
just
this other shit,
opiates.
opiates in
all right,
general.
guys. Well, we're about to run out of time, so
See you on the
flip
side.
side.